this exercise, we will be creating this animation. I'm gonna play it one more time. I go to After Effects. I'm gonna create a new composition. I'm gonna click on this button, create new composition. Same settings, the same preset. I'm just gonna change the duration from 10 to 15 seconds. I select everything, I type 15 and 00 for the frames. I click on OK. Right click, import file. I go exercise 3 and I'm gonna select all the elements. I click on import. I bring the background. I bring the jet. I'm gonna bring the missile, the oil barrel, the tank. Gonna place it right here, and the explosion video on a transparent background right here. Now I'm gonna hide all these layers and focus on animating the jet first. But before that, I'm gonna change the colors of the layers. Starting with jet, I'm gonna click right here and choose blue for the jet. Missile, I'm gonna choose the color red. Oil, I'm gonna choose yellow. Tank, I'm gonna choose green, and explosion, I'm gonna choose orange. Now you see different layers have different colors. Click on jet. I put the playhead at 1 second. I type P for position. I click on the stopwatch. I'm gonna put the jet right here, and after 1 second I put the playhead at 2 seconds. I'm gonna move it from here to here. I press shift. It doesn't go up or down like this. I play the animation, and now we have the jet flying. I'm gonna zoom on the timeline like this, and I'm gonna shorten this layer. I'm gonna make it just 1 second long. And click and drag from here, and I shorten it like this and make it 1 second long and make it stop exactly right here. I'm gonna zoom out on the timeline, and now I'm gonna duplicate the jet. Control D, Control D. I have 2 copies now. I'm gonna move the second jet right here, and the third jet, gonna move the layer right here. And now if we play, we get 3 jets flying like this. I'm gonna click away. I'm gonna type U to bring all the keyframes we have in the timeline. I'm gonna move this keyframe of the second jet a little bit to the left to make it faster than the first one. And for the third jet, I'm gonna move the keyframe right here. I'm gonna make it even faster than the second jet. And now when I play, we see how fast the jets fly. Now I'm gonna add an effect, which is the motion blur effect. To do that, all I have to do is to go to the layer and click right here I'm gonna do the same thing for this jet and for this jet. We notice the motion blur effect is activated. I can deactivate it by clicking, and now it's deactivated. I click again and now it's lit in blue. That means it's activated. And if I play, let's see what we get. You notice the blur effect. I'm gonna zoom a little bit so you can see better. I play again, move up, and the faster an object moves, the more blur we see, like this. I'm gonna zoom out. Now I'm gonna animate the tank. I click on the tank, I make it visible. I'm gonna go to 9 seconds. Gonna press P, position. I click on the stopwatch. I go back 3 seconds at 6 seconds, and now I'm gonna move it to the left. I press Shift like this, and let's see what we get. The tank moves slowly like this. I'm gonna bring the oil barrel and the missile. I'm gonna select the missile, but before that I'm gonna deselect everything. I'm gonna press L to toggle everything up. I go back to missile. I toggle this down. Transform, I toggle this down. I'm gonna start with the rotation. I'm gonna type 90 degrees. I rotate it this way, and scale, I'm gonna scale it down from 100% to 20% like this. I'm gonna zoom a little bit, and I'm gonna change the position. I hide it right here behind this part. Of course, make sure the missile layer is under the tank layer, like this. The tank must be above. And now 10 seconds. I'm gonna click on the stopwatch on the missile layer, position. After 1 second, I want the missile to be right here. I press Shift and I hide it behind the oil barrel like this. And now let's play. And right when the missile touches the barrel, I want the explosion to start. I go to the explosion and I'm gonna move it right here. And the explosion starts. I have to make it visible first. Make it visible, and now the explosion starts. I'm gonna move it right here. Gonna move it up a little bit. See what we get. Gonna move it down a little bit like this. Now let's play. That's good. But after the explosion, I want the barrel and the missile to disappear. So around this time, I'm gonna shorten the oil barrel layer like this, and same thing for the missile. I'm gonna shorten the layer like this, and now the missile hits, there's an explosion, and they both disappear. Of course, we don't want the missile to be here from the beginning. I want it after the tank comes in, so I'm gonna shorten the missile layer from here, start at 9 seconds. I think this looks good. One last thing I'm gonna do for the missile layer, I'm gonna add the motion blur effect. Motion blur just by clicking. Now let's see the effect we get. I'm gonna play the entire animation now. I go fit, I play. And now the exercise is finished. You go do the same and don't forget to save.